Okay, just wrapped up the home inspection. Rachel, I wanted to just go over with you briefly through a summary. This will be a quick video summary of the subject property and just let you know what we have. Your water meter comes here at the front left side of the property. It's located right here. There's a main water shutoff valve at the left side of the house on the opposite side of that fence that you see to my left. All right, when we get around to that side, I'll go ahead and point that out to you. All right, the first thing that I noticed on this property is just simple stuff. Some of the cracks are open. Obviously, they're typical, they're common, but you'd want to seal those. You have some of the same type of cracks in the garage floor. Minor stuff we've seen, exterior lights loose or not working, like that one over there, for example. That's stuff that you can deal with in time at your own pace. First thing that stands out to me as far as the building goes is this is a building that was built in 1995, and I don't think that this building was painted at the exterior. So you've got a paint coat that is on the older side, and it's no longer really doing its job. So there's a lot of minor cracks in the stucco and things going on out here that could allow water to be driven in with wind-driven rain. So you would want to jump on that. That's something that I would consider a priority. And those areas include areas like at the gable walls up there, because you do have what looks like ongoing long-term leaking condition that's slow. So it means that water gets in right here at this corner. You'll see stains actually in your inspection report from the attic and the roof deck and in the gable wall from the inside the attic. But you can see up here, that's where the water was getting in. And I believe that in certain conditions that still will get in. And also there's another location over here that you can see. Now these areas have tested dry when I used a moisture meter, but I do not believe that that problem is resolved. I think that a lot of that problem has to do with two things. One is the roof, the other is the stucco and the gable wall, like I told you, because I think that that's going to play a part in allowing for water to penetrate when it rains. So first thing you want to do is you definitely want to paint the exterior. You also want to put gutters on this building because you can look around and you can see how much erosion has taken place. This is something that also can affect the building in a negative way. So we'd want to make sure that that was something that you took care of sooner rather than later. Okay, this is your main service disconnect panel. Okay, you have 150 amps. Comes in right here. Okay, that's the City of Ocoee Building Department showing you that they've inspected this as well. The only thing we had here was just this loose connection right under here, a surge suppressor, which you probably should replace. Other than that, the wires look good, and I didn't really have any major electrical issues there. Walking around the building, they did install an air conditioning system here. This is a Goodman. It looks like it was put in 2011, maybe 2012. The date on it, I think, says 2011. It's in good condition and it's working right. I could not find a permit for this. They replaced both this unit and the air handler unit inside. So I'm going by the manufacturer's label as far as the date of installation. It could be any time between 2011 and 2012. In here, you can see again what we're talking about: cracks in the stucco, the erosion. You can see the skeleton of the block, stair step cracking. These are all conditions you'll want to get a hold of so that you can prevent problems from happening. Okay, the only thing I had out here really on the electrical side as you look out here is there's a GFI that doesn't trip when you test it. The homeowner probably installed this themselves. They may have actually installed a 110 possibly for a jacuzzi tub that might have been back here that has since been removed. All right, screen room needs a little bit of work. The door, you know, has a loose piston and some of the screens could be reset, but other than that, it's not in bad condition at all. And as you come around this side of the building, you see a lot of the same things I talked about. So as you approach this area here, what we're coming up on is your backflow preventer for the sprinklers. The sprinklers work, but they're not working properly, so please refer to your inspection report for more information on that. There's a water softener system here. This thing has not been maintained recently. You're going to want to get Rain Soft out here. That's the manufacturer, to see if they can clean that up for you. Maybe they can get it to work again. If not, you'll have to replace it. If so, you know, it'll be a benefit to have it, of course. There's a main water shutoff valve right there to the bottom right corner of this tank, if you could see that. Okay, that's your actual main water valve. Okay, so this is pretty much for the exterior. Now, also when I inspected the property, naturally went on the roof. My first major concern about this house is this roof is 20 years old. This is the original roof from 1995. Okay, and you have about 10 missing shingles. You've got areas where shingles are lifting up. You've got plumbing vents that have minor damage to them. At this point, you could try to repair it, but some of the issues you run into with a roof that's 20 years old, you may have about a year left on it or so, give or take, if they do the maintenance. But then you've got to look at the insurance prospects and see what your insurance, homeowners insurance rates are going to be with a 20-year-old roof, or if you can even get the insurance at this point. That remains to be seen. I would say for a 20-year-old roof, it doesn't look that bad, but you're starting to see deterioration, granular loss, and it won't be very long before you have to face replacement of those shingles. Okay, now, I did run all the appliances and check all the plumbing inside and check the electrical panel inside. So I have other things that will be in your inspection report that you'll need to refer to. Your two major concerns that I have right now are the roof, and then secondly, the plumbing. Because the plumbing that you have here is a combination of polybutylene and copper. 99% polybutylene. Polybutylene is a material I want you to do some research on. I'll provide you with some information in your report. But there's a challenge with that plumbing, and you should be aware of what the challenge could be and make a decision that you think is comfortable for you. Okay, your electrical panel looks fine in here. I just had a couple of things where we need to fix. They're minor, but they need to be fixed. One, this Westinghouse breaker has to go. You can't use a Westinghouse breaker in a General Electric panel. You really ought to be sticking to the General Electric brand. This breaker number 30 is double tapped. That is something where if you put a new breaker here, you can probably take this wire, reroute it to its own breaker. That's the way it should have been. We don't know what the double tap breaker is for, but we do know that is not correct. This is the air handler I told you about outside. Okay, it's doing what it's supposed to, and it looks like it's in good condition. They did replace the water heater also as well. Please refer to your inspection report for the exact date. I've got the date of manufacturer's date on there for you. Okay, it's heating the water and doing what it's supposed to do. And as we look around inside, you've got a laundry room here. This is the original from 1995, I'm sure. The only thing I had in here was just a loose 220 receptacle that's missing a cover. You want to take care of that before you use the dryer. But somebody installed additional plumbing here. It might have been done at the original build, it may have been done after, but basically you've got another dryer vent, another 220, and you've got a washer and dryer supply, hot and cold valves, and a 110. Now, this is loose, this box, okay, and it has leaked before, so you'd want to get this serviced to make sure you don't have any water damage that happens. Okay, in the garage also, before I move on, just to let you know, this probably occurred with the last air conditioner or the last water heater, or both. Could have been leaking from one or both. You just want to have a professional remediate this. This is all water damage material. Probably just can take it out, get rid of it, and replace it. Right now it's not wet. It probably hasn't been wet for a while, but it is water damaged and requires repair. You can choose to leave it that way if you'd like, but that's your call. In here, I have a little bit of discoloration by the refrigerator valve. I don't know what's causing it, but my moisture meter tells me that this is above average moisture for some reason. So I'm not sure if there's maybe a drip somewhere behind the wall or something. Nothing else is manifesting here. In other words, the floor is not warping, nothing. All I've got is the discoloration. So with that being said, I would just keep my eye on this or ask someone to follow up on it just to make sure that we're not having a problem in a week or 2 or 3 weeks by the time you get in here. Have some minor damage at the floor here. This probably happened when they were moving the range in and out. That's possible. I don't know how it happened, but I will tell you that it's minor and it's not a major concern of mine. And as you go underneath the sink, the pipes that I told you about are right here. Those are polybutylene pipes, okay? They're pretty much throughout the house. And it was pretty common to have them in 1995 when the home was built. So the highlights of the inspection, just so that you know what you're looking at, is 1, the roof is 20 years old. That's a concern. 2, it has shown areas where it has leaked previously, and I do not believe that has been repaired. 3, you have polybutylene plumbing. We need to get you up to speed on what that means and what your options are so that you can make some intelligent choices as to how you want to handle them. Okay, Rachel, thank you for your business. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the little video we made, and I should have your report to you shortly. Thank you.